190-pound defensive lineman against like 250-pound, 6'6" guys. I'm like, oh, really fighting for my life down there.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. A real world in a football game, a real world fight.
Yeah.
That makes me think of when Ridley was playing basketball for the team that they played for. They weren't very good, but they were. We went all the way down to Dothan. We went all the way down to Dothan to get really creamed. But Wiregrass, maybe was the name. I don't know. I can't remember now, but I know we went a long way down to Dothan.
Was it for playoffs?
No, it was just part of the season. Yeah, we were part of this crazy homeschool league that gets teams from.
Homeschool football league?
It was basketball.
Oh, basketball.
It was basketball.
I thought it was football.
No, it was basketball, but Ridley.
There's flag football league, but there's no football league. Like homeschool football league.
I don't know. Anyway, Ridley is 5'10", something like that, and it's this big around. He was then. He's not anymore, but he was that big around. And so we went all the way down to Dothan, and we didn't have any height on our team, no big guys, and so but Ridley could jump. He really could jump. Do you remember that?
I do.
Really could jump. Yeah, he could jump. And so they put him against the center of this basketball team, and he had to be 6'4". And so Ridley is down, Ridley this big around, and this 6'4" guy, and he's just massive. And Ridley is jumping with him. He's got his hand up where this guy's hand is, but the guy just gets to do this, and there goes Ridley.
We played Union one time. That's what Charles Barkley's from.
Okay.
And when I was in 7th grade, they had to do the 8th grade. 6'9".
Woo.
Coleman, do you play for the Jasper City School, or do you? So do you have to take classes there and stuff like me?
I take one.
Yeah, me too. I take one.
You take what? What are you taking?
Spanish.
Taking Spanish.
I take agriculture, which essentially means I weld for like 40 minutes and then we go practice.
That's fun. It's not bad though, right?
I was trying to go do my class in the gym.
I thought you were traveling.
I thought so too.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Robert was hoping not to be here. He was hoping to be traveling for Thanksgiving, maybe.
I left after.
Did you get to go later?
I left after my mom today and I'm the first one here.
Maybe she stopped for gas.
She got lost. On the interstate.
That would not be good. Welcome. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. I think we may have a few more come in. I'm going to start with grammar, as I always do. All right. Transitive and intransitive verbs. Look at y'all getting your notebooks out. Good for you. Okay, anybody know what this is without me talking about it? Transitive and intransitive. Okay. I see you smiling. You probably know it.
No, I remember it, but I can't remember.
You remember the names. You remember the, okay. Okay, so a transitive verb is one that takes the action of the sentence, and the action of the sentence is, the action lands on something or someone. So something is receiving, something or someone is receiving that action, which means you have a direct object in the sentence, okay? And intransitive, so this is always an action verb. Transitive is always an action verb. Intransitive, also an action verb, but no direct object. I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's say, Jody drove the bus. Jody drove the bus. Where's the verb? Drove. It's an action verb. Something is being Verbed. Something is being verbed. What is being verbed? Bus. Okay, so there's the direct object. This is a transitive verb because the action of the verb is landing on something. Sometimes it's someone, but in this sentence it's something. So then I'm gonna go to drove away. Jody drove away. Still an action verb, but nothing is being driven. Nothing is being driven. So this is an intransitive verb. Any questions about that? Full of questions? What? Jody. Yeah, we know a Jody who works on our vehicles. Works on our vehicles when they're not in good shape. Any questions about that? Did I already say that? Any questions? Okay. Next thing. Y'all have done this before, I think. Even though you didn't remember the name of it, you've done it before. All right. Transitive and intransitive. Both action verbs. Transitive is putting the action on someone or something. Okay. Predicate, nominative, and predicate adjective. Okay. Y'all have done these before. What is this? Welcome, come in. What's predicate nominative? Your favorite? All right, first of all, what's predicate? What's predicate? What is the predicate? Come on, guys, what's the predicate?
The verb.
It's the verb, yes, from the verb, the complete predicate, from the verb all the way to the end of the sentence is the complete predicate. Okay, so nominative. What is this? What's nominative mean? Yes, this is the subject category. So if we have, I don't know if we classified nouns at the beginning this year. We've done it before. We've classified nouns where we had nominative and objective and possessive. Nominative just means you're talking about the subject. Okay, the name, you're talking about the subject. That's nominative. Okay, so if you have the subject, but it's a predicate subject. Predicate subject. What does that tell you?
Noun in the verb.
There's a noun in the verb phrase, right? And this is not going to happen with an action verb. If you have an action verb, you're not going to have predicate nominative. Let's see. I'm going back to Jody. Jody is my boss. So you locate the verb. This is not an action verb. It's just a state of being verb. Right? Y'all remember doing those? State of being? Yeah. Okay. So who is Jody?
Boss.
Who is the boss?
Jody.
Okay. So this is the subject, nominative. Okay. This is the subject of the sentence. But the predicate nominative is the subject showing up again in the predicate. Okay. Because you got your verb here from the verb to the end of the sentence, that's the predicate. So if your subject is showing up again after the verb, just with a different name, this is predicate nominative. Okay? And I'm going through this on purpose. I'm going to give you 4 different sentence types, sentence patterns. Okay. Predicate adjective. Same thing. We're talking about an adjective that is in the predicate. Okay. Jody is, what is Jody?
Late.
Jody is,
I
I don't know. I thought that's what you were announcing.
okay. What?
Jody.
Jody. Well, Jody has been a man
Oh, really?
up until this very point.
Because women
And
can't
they
be
don't
bosses.
change.
Is that what it is?
Do what?
Women can't be bosses? Huh? Huh? Is that
No,
what
but
you're
we
saying?
were talking about Jody a few minutes ago, and Jody was the guy who fixes our cars.
I thought Jody
So
was a
women
girl.
can't fix cars.
Women can fix cars, but in this sentence, Jody was a man. Because Jody is somebody that we know, he lives in our town. He's definitely a man and he could never be pregnant. Because contrary to what our culture tells us, no, men do not get pregnant. Never, ever, ever.
Well,
All right.
Jody not.
Jody is amazing. Jody is amazing. How about that? Okay. So, all right. In this sentence, amazing is just describing Jody. Amazing, Jody is. Pregnant, he is not. Never gonna happen. Okay. So this adjective comes in the predicate because it comes after the verb, but it points back to the subject. You see? Okay. Okay. Any questions about that? Lots? No? Okay. All right. So now that y'all are experts at transitive and intransitive verbs and predicate nominative and predicate adjective, I'm going to give you 4 sentence patterns. Can y'all still see this black? It's fading. When I write up there, can you still see it? Is it okay? All right. Sentence patterns. Oops. I'm going to give you 4 of them. Okay. Number 1. Subject plus intransitive verb. Subject plus intransitive verb. All right. Y'all give me a subject.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Pineapple. What is the... I need an action verb. What is the pineapple gonna do?
Roll. That's crazy.
Roll. The pineapple rolled. Okay, so I could leave it at that, unless you want to give me an adverb. The pineapple rolled. Good. All right. Number 2. Subject plus transitive verb. This means you're going to have a direct object. Action verb and direct object. So now let's start that again. The pineapple rolled. Something is getting rolled. What gets rolled? Rolled the orange.
That's crazy.
Okay. But it fits the pattern. So now you have subject, transitive verb, plus direct object. I forgot to put that on there. Plus direct object. Subject, transitive verb, direct object. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna do this one. So number 3. This one is subject, transitive verb, indirect object, direct object. What is indirect object? Do y'all remember this?
Yeah, the thing that's like, I helped my mom with the groceries. No, that would be good.
Okay.
It's
Yeah. Okay. So going back to, let me think of. I'm going to give you the example that I have here, and then we'll see if we can do it with the pineapple. All right. So I'm going to say, Ben baked me a cake. Okay. Subject. This is the transitive verb because something is being baked. What's being baked? Cake. There's the direct object. Now, indirect object answers the question, to whom or for whom is this being done? In this sentence, yeah, it's me. Me. This is the indirect object. So, can we do this with the pineapple rolling the orange? Go ahead, Sarah.
The pineapple rolled the apple peel. That what?
The
apple is my favorite.
Okay. Let's see if we can do it. The pineapple rolled
The apple.
Wait a minute, what if we change this and make them names? Pineapple, rolled apple, the orange. Does that work?
That's
Yeah.
so confusing.
It is, it's weird.
The orange's name is Apple.
Look, I didn't come up with this.
That's so
Apple's the name. It was called pineapple, golden orange for apple.
Pineapple.
Orange's name would be Apple. Yeah, Orange's mom just wanted an apple and then
Oh.
she got an orange. She was so mad she named it Apple.
Okay, wait. People name their kids all kinds of stuff now. So somebody names their kid pineapple and somebody names their kid apple,
So,
and the orange is a real orange.
makes sense. Okay. I'm here, guys. I didn't sleep a lot.
Okay, welcome, Leela. I'm glad you're here. Okay, next is, welcome, buddy, number 4. This is subject plus subject complement. Subject complement is predicate nominative and predicate adjective. All right. So, pineapple is, remember, pineapple is a person. All right, so let's start with that. Pineapple is what?
Cute.
Okay, pineapple is cute. This is predicate what? Adjective. This is predicate adjective because here's your predicate from the verb to the end of the sentence. This is the predicate. The adjective that's modifying pineapple is in the predicate. This is a predicate adjective. Give me a predicate nominative. Pineapple is
Jerry.
Pineapple is Jerry. It's like saying a nickname, like pineapple. You know, my friend Pineapple, his real name is Jerry.
Jerry is Pineapple.
Jerry is Pineapple.
that's too confusing.
No.
It's really not.
Apple,
Jerry is
the
pineapple.
orange is
It's all confusing.
Yeah,
Why
no,
did y'all
I
give me these
understand.
subjects?
You can roll with apple, the orange.
Yeah, you can roll it out with the orange.
Jerry the pineapple.
I had sentences that made sense. You guys gave me subjects here that didn't make any sense. All right.
We're all hungry.
Okay, so let's say pineapple is my friend.
That's kind of weird.
Well, Jerry,
Pineapple is my friend.
That works.
At least it's a noun. But if you go pineapple is Jerry, then we're adding layer upon layer of ridiculousness.
Lord, it's Lord.
Okay.
Apple is my Jerry.
All right. Any questions about this? No. No questions about all this craziness. All right. Sentence activity. I have a sentence activity for you. We're going to do this in class, and you're just going to leave it with me today. Because I do not assign homework over holidays. Some people do because they just can't help it. They only have a certain amount of time.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. I'm trying, Colton. I'm trying not to be that person. So I do my best to not assign homework over holidays. You get several.
I go.
Wait, so we're not getting homework over the weekend?
Never given you homework over holidays.
No, I forget. Like, maybe it was like, yeah.
Yes, next week is Thanksgiving. Now I don't know what your other classes might give you, and I'm not in charge of that.
Should give them a talking to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, some teachers need to stay on track and they have to give a certain amount of homework to get finished with their material. You don't agree with that?
No, because the teachers are gonna be no homework with their family. Well, I'm gonna be with my family with homework.
I'm here to tell you, right? And let me just clear this up right now. Teachers are never no homework. I'm just clearing that up for you. Teachers are never no homework. Teachers always have homework to catch up on.
Teachers always.
Yes, teachers always have homework. Pineapple is, that just doesn't make, no, it's worser and worser, y'all. It's getting worser. All right,
Can I say that?
you can say it in here, don't write it in your paper.
This is the English
More
class.
worse? Worse? It just worse. It doesn't mean anything better.
It doesn't need anything else, no. I was just being silly.
Start saying more worser.
More,
More worser.
more worser. Yeah, this is getting more worser.
More. I was about to say that. More worser.
This is getting more worser. This
Like
is
that
the more
sauce.
worserist. Most worse, most, yeah. Look, I know that English is complicated, but it's not that bad.
Did you say Worcestershire?
No, I'm not gonna try to say that. Thank you for the challenge.
Who needs that? It was like this.
You get extra stars. Extra stars for that one, but I'm not doing it. Not doing that. All right. Look at the sentence activity. Okay, we're building a paragraph. We've been building sentences by bits and pieces, and I've been having you imitate professional writers, really. That's what I'm having you do. So have any of you read A Wrinkle in Time? Did you like it?
No.
Did you like it?
Brother.
I hated it.
You did like it? I did not finish it when I was a kid.
It was
Confession.
so boring.
I confess, I did not finish it when I was a kid, and I have not picked it back up. I probably should. But people are really divided
Listen
about.
to it on Audible, and then you don't have to
It's
waste your time.
it's hard to describe. It's like it's really interesting concepts, but the way they wrote it was so boring.
I like the Odyssey. Sorry.
And
I
then
have opinions on that.
the Odyssey was good. I don't know what you're
The
talking about.
Odyssey's so interesting, but after,
I would
but only
fall asleep.
after you look
I
back.
would fall asleep to that every night at 6 years old.
No, because like, listen, I can't sit here and read the Odyssey and be like, yes, page turn.
Yes.
So like after I read it, I'm like, so you're telling
I don't
me
think you're ever reading
that
it like,
this
yes.
man just got turned into a pig, released the like
That's
afterward,
so
I'm
cool.
like, what the heck just happened? But as I'm reading it, I'm like, phrase it differently. I just don't.
No, that's so cool. Like in the Bible, there was a guy who turned into a mad goat. That's interesting. No, I don't think. I know the mad goat. He was cursed to be in a field for 7 years, just chewing
I don't
grass.
know the cow.
Cow? My bad. Mad cow.
Mad goat in the
What
Bible.
translation are you reading?
Oh,
Yeah, bro, the King
James.
Unicorns. Anyways, what were you saying? before we-
Sentences. Back to sentences. Okay. Are we ready? We've been talking about goats and cows and unicorns and pineapples.
Jerry the pineapple.
Jerry the pineapple. I'm pretty sure that one's gonna stick. We're gonna hear that one again. Okay, back to what I was saying. All right, okay. These sentences, these model sentences, were all taken from A Wrinkle in Time. And I confess to you that I did not finish the book. One of these days I will, but I haven't
You've
yet.
had a lot of Ray Bradbury stuff.
Say it again?
In your other sentence activities, you've had stuff.
Yes,
I only know that
Good
because
catch.
of Fahrenheit 51.
yes, good catch. Are y'all, who else is reading that?
Fahrenheit 51.
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
You need to read it.
I've read it.
Before you
I'm
die.
not reading it.
Okay, we're trailing off again. We're going a different direction. All right, what I want you to do is look at the model. I already have these 4 sentences. I already have them divided. So underneath each model, you have sections. You have segments of sentences. Put them in the same order. Put them in the same order as the model. And we can do this out loud. We can do it together. And then as we do it, just write it on there. And once you have it written, yeah, leave it with me. Okay. Calvin and Meg walked carefully across the vegetable garden, picking their way through rows of cabbages, beets, broccoli, and pumpkins. Okay, now underneath it, you have 4 segments. How do we put those in order?
Levin and James stood together in the hallway, sorting through the heap on the floor, books, notebooks, loose pages, and pencils.
Okay, so yeah, so you're just taking, the subject there at the beginning. Subject, prepositional phrase, then you have the verb phrase, and then you have another prepositional phrase. Okay, so you're just following the same pattern as what's in the I lost the word. The model. What's in the model? Next one. Blooming on their left were the tall stalks of corn. What's the next one? Go ahead.
Appearing in a nearby doorway was the menacing shadow of their homeroom teacher.
Scary, huh? Scary. Next one. What's the next one? Anybody else want to answer besides Daniel? Daniel's very willing to answer. And I don't mind Daniel answering, but I know that y'all can speak as well. Open your jaw. Speak. You got it, Sarah. I see you looking at me.
No.
No?
Oh,
No.
Okay, what's the subject? First, give me the subject.
Wait, what?
Okay, well, it doesn't start with the subject. It starts with a prepositional phrase.
On the floor below. Is that the first one?
How do you want to do it? English is flexible. As long as you've got it, as long as you've got it in a good. Can you match these up?
On the floor below them and scattered there in the debris was Liverum's book bag that he had dropped just seconds before, thrown open from the fall.
Sounds good to me. Sound good to y'all? Yeah. Okay. So I'm asking you to sort of match these to the model, but English really is flexible. If you know how the parts, the segments work together, you really can switch them around. Okay, but I'm just wanting to see if you can match the model just so we're learning to use the segments. Okay, what's the next one? Yeah, last sentence.
Gravon bent his body towards the floor and then knelt there. His face hidden from the stare of the teacher in the doorway. His hands vacuuming the contents of the book bag.
Sound good to y'all? Okay. All right, so these are long sentences. Everything that I'm giving to you is kind of long, except the second one wasn't that long. But as long as you know how to use prepositional phrases and where to put them, and then a little bit later on, we're going to be doing whole paragraphs, and you'll have to be able to locate the prepositional phrases, put them where they're supposed to go, punctuate them correctly, and dependent clauses, independent clauses, you need to know what those are so that you can, once you're done with imitating, you can write your own and be able to put things where they belong. Okay, next thing. Y'all still want to talk about grammar? Because I'm ready to move on. No more grammar. I like talking about grammar. I enjoy doing this, but moving on. Irony. Let's talk about irony. Do what? No, not gonna say it out loud. What's irony?
Yep, so frankly. What?
She said irony is the opposite of wrinkly. And she got a laugh out of Marianne.
that's really funny.
Irony is saying worser in English class.
Irony is saying worser in English class. Yes. Very nice, Coleman. Okay, so I'm going to give you some different kinds of irony. One is verbal irony, where it's let's say it's just pouring rain outside, and you go out and you say, "Man, this is great weather. This is such good weather," when you don't actually believe it. Somebody might think it's really great weather. You do? I like it when it storms. I like the storms as long as it doesn't give me a headache. But, as long as it doesn't give me a headache. But I don't like the drizzly all day rain, if I can stay out of it. You like the drizzly all day?
You're crazy.
Um,
Move to Chicago.
Seattle.
Yeah, I like you.
Seattle. It's rainy a lot there in that part of the world.
But that's
Um,
good.
Rainforest. Go to the Amazon. Okay. Verbal irony is saying something that you really believe the opposite. Okay, that's verbal irony. Dramatic irony. Dramatic irony is when you're you're watching a movie or you're reading a book or something along those lines, and the audience is aware of something that is going on when maybe one of the characters or all of the characters not aware. Okay. And I've probably mentioned it before in another class, but one of the things that comes to my mind immediately is the movie Toy Story. You're watching it and you know that all the toys are alive. You know that all the toy characters are able to speak and able to move and able to whatever. They do whatever they want. But the audience knows something that the other characters in the movie don't know. The human characters don't know this. So it's a dramatic irony. Let's see, what else?
Situational.
Hold on a second. So you're right. That's that's the next thing. But another dramatic irony. Have y'all seen The Truman Show? It's a cool movie.
I haven't seen it.
Everybody, you haven't seen it or you have?
I haven't, but you talked about it last year, so
Yes.
I feel like I've seen it.
Yeah, maybe you should watch it sometime instead of just relying on me. And I can't, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I don't know if there's anything you should skip in it, so I don't remember. Everybody is aware that he's in a show except him. He's not aware of it. Everybody else is aware. It's a dramatic irony. So I don't think I've said this so far this year. In a story, especially in a short story, by the end of the short story, either the character is going to learn something, either the character learns a lesson, or you as the reader, or you as the audience, learn something about the character. Okay, so if you're talking about the Truman Show, the audience is not learning anything new, but Truman does. That's the turn. At the end of the story, Truman learns something. And in a classic short story, in a good short story, you'll see either the character learns something, learns a lesson, learns something about himself, the character learns something, or the audience learns something about the character. Situational irony. You wanted to get to this one, right? Situational.
Rain on your wedding day,
Like rain on your
or a
wedding.
free ride when you've already paid, or the good advice that you just didn't take.
See,
You just can't take it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
isn't it ironic? And some of those things are not irony at all. Some of those things are just not irony. Why would it be ironic for it to rain on your wedding day?
Because it normally doesn't.
Because it
That's like saying it doesn't normally rain on Tuesdays.
Nobody
Why?
gets married on a Tuesday.
Nobody gets rain on a Tuesday. I mean, that's like saying that it would be ironic for it to rain on a Tuesday. Why? Why is it ironic? Maybe you could say we expect the bells to ring and the sun to shine and the birds to be fluttering above us on the wedding day. And what?
I thought you were going to say on a Tuesday.
Right. They do that on a Tuesday, and then when it rains on a Tuesday, it doesn't happen. So maybe you have your expectations set that it never rains on a wedding day, but then your expectations are just wrong. Your expectations. Do what? Somebody's got to burst the bubble. Here I am with my pen to burst your bubble. All right. So situational irony just means that it is the opposite of what is supposed to happen. It's the opposite of what you could have predicted. And I don't know how that works with rain on the wedding day that you could predict that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so, and I've used some of these before. It's like if I were to say that the fire station burned down. If it's a fire station and you have firefighters there, you would predict that they would put the fire out because it's a fire station. It would be ironic if the fire station burned down. And it may have happened before, somewhere it probably has. But that's
I wonder how brutally they got made fun of.
I don't know.
You worked at the fire station that burned down. Oh, I know who I don't want to call. You know, like it's just awful.
Another movie, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Y'all seen that one?
Yeah. The remake or the original?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen both.
What's the guy's name? The guy's name that was in Night of the Museum. What's his name? What's the character?
Walter Mitty?
The actor. Is it Ben Stiller?
It depends on which movie.
Is he not?
That's the one I'm talking about. The guy who was in Night of the Museum.
Oh yeah, that guy. So
Same guy. Is this is a remake? Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen the other one. Anyway, Walter Mitty goes all over the place looking for what?
a photograph
And where is the photograph?
in his wallet.
Yes, it's in his wallet.
He finds it.
It's situational.
It's
It's
like,
situational irony because you would have thought that he would just.
it's because like he was given a wallet, right? And from the photographer guy, and then he's like never bothered to look into it, and he threw the wallet away at one point, and his mom was like, "I'm gonna get the wallet from the trash can." He found the wallet, finally looked in it, saw a photograph, and the photograph was of him. That was the other.
If some stranger gave me
Okay.
a wallet, I'd make sure to like.
Oh, okay, we're way out. We're way out here now. We're way out here, and I got to bring us back. Okay, let me give you another one. The Gift of the Magi. Have y'all read that one?
Yes.
Yes, you have read that one. Do you know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The Gift of the Magi.
Cuts her hair to buy a pocket watch.
Yes.
You guys-
It's a story, and it's been made into different
I was like,
films.
"You're
I think
both
maybe Disney
stupid."
did one. It was the Mickey and Minnie.
Yes, Mickey and Minnie.
I think that
They're
that's
just
that's a spin on the
Yeah.
story. So, how did Minnie cut her hair? I don't remember this.
Did she-
Okay. Anyway, no, we can't do that. I gotta go. No, I gotta go back to this. No, because I'm getting.
She's a little freaky.
Was it?
No, we can't do this.
Maybe she sold her cat.
Something. Like
We
that.
cannot do this. I can't do this with y'all. Okay.
What would the husband buy for the fruitcake? I bought you hairbrushes for your fruitcake.
Ava says the irony would be Minnie Mouse owning a pet cat.
That would be irony. If Minnie Mouse owned a pet cat, that would be irony. Does she?
Yeah.
Is it like a?
His name is Figaro.
Why are we talking about this? Okay, I think this was my fault. I take responsibility for this. I'm sorry.
You asked the question.
I did. We're going back to the Gift of the Magi. It's situational irony because the man wants to buy these pretty combs for his wife's hair, and she wants to buy a gold or silver chain for his watch. She wants to get a chain for his watch. So in order to afford the chain, she goes out and cuts her hair. Okay. And in order for him to buy the combs for her hair, he sells his watch. And so they get to the time that they're going to exchange gifts, and they exchange the gifts, and then they can't use them. They can't use them because she sold her hair, he sold his watch. Is situational irony. Makes sense. All right, we're not talking about Minnie and her cat anymore.
I don't like it. They just love each other too much. I really hope they kept those receipts, big dog.
Not
Well, I
likely.
don't know if she's gonna
Can you
return
can you
her.
put my hair back on my head?
Can I borrow? Can I talk to you for like 12 seconds out here?
12.
No.
One of us is about to get in trouble.
Colin, you're in charge.
12 seconds.
12 seconds, you're in charge, Colin.
Colin, will you teach us, please?
I don't think so.
6.
Will you tell us
Not unless I
about
get paid.
the Magi?
Yeah. Who are the Magi?
They're magic,
What?
most likely.
Abby?
Abby and Mary Taylor, you're out of here.
What are we gonna?
Well,
we need to go.
I don't know, but she's in charge.
I
She's
know you're
taking
joking, let's just go.
she's taking the
Where are you
students.
going? You going to the gym? No pictures?
Right now or after?
Afterwards. Afterwards.
Goodbye. See you later.
Don't leave before I get your picture, Daniel. Thank you.
You're leaving. Did you know that today is picture day? Okay. Well, now it's too late to leave.
I got some iron hair in the car.
I might take your picture before you leave. I'll just whip my phone out and take your picture. Somebody get Coleman's picture. Somebody take a picture of Coleman.
Smolder.
Y'all act like y'all think I'm kidding. Somebody take a picture of Coleman. He's leaving.
Look at me.
Look at Daniel.
Look at me.
Smile. Do a smolder. Not a smolder.
Have you ever seen Tangled?
Do a smolder. Okay, you leaving too?
This.
Am I leaving?
No, I'm leaving.
Coleman, serious question time. Why are our basketball pictures so good and then yours?
Oh, no, no,
Yeah, I
no, no,
only
we're
got
not doing
one.
that.
Thank
That's
you.
not
I
nice.
only played 2 games.
That's
You've
not
only
nice.
played 2 games?
We just started the season.
Oh yeah, basketball
You
season
look
was
like you're about to
Saturday.
break somebody's knees or something. That's crazy.
Okay,
I was like, go Coleman.
let's switch gears.
I have myself a basketball.
Oh,
What
this
position do you
terrible,
play in
terrible
basketball,
board.
Coleman? What position do you play?
Point guard.
Oh, you're the cool one.
I don't know why I even bother erasing
Is
this.
point guard like the quarterback of baseball basketball?
Yeah.
Is it the one like all the girls are like,
Baseball.
oh my god, she plays point guard?
Okay, guys.
No.
I'm gonna give you some things that I talked about last year. Aristotle. Aristotle. Y'all know who that was?
Yeah.
Aristotle?
He was a
Aristotle, he's a marble sculptor.
Well, he is now. He is a marble sculptor now. He didn't used to be. All right, so y'all can read about Aristotle later. But he talked about the art of persuasion. Talked about the art of persuasion, and you're nodding your head, so you know what I'm going to talk about.
She's persuaded you already.
Yeah, easy. Done. My job is done. You're already persuaded. Okay.
Egos.
Logos.
Egos is a different.
Yes, that's different. Okay. First of all, what is logos?
Freud?
There you
Oh
go.
my god, thank you.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I said egos, and she's like, "That's fraud." I'm like, you mean Freud? She's
Freud.
like, "Yeah."
Freud
I
and
just
fraud.
knew what it looked like.
Hey,
He was a wild,
listen.
bro. He was a wild. That man
in
went
Psychology 101, they love him.
Oh,
Okay?
I know.
Well,
I know, but
we're
Psychology
What are
101
you
loves a
talking
lot
about?
of stuff.
He speaks
Okay.
fast.
talking-
Logos. What is logos?
Isn't it like
As a man.
mathematical and logical, like reasoning?
Yeah,
Like,
reasoning,
persuasion?
logical, logic. Reasoning, we're coming up with facts and figures. We are,
Wait, which one? Or all? Oh, okay, sorry. Look at me using weird words to not using Greek.
What?
words.
okay, this is charts and graphs and figures and lining up your arguments because you're trying to convince somebody through reasoning, okay? Ethos. What is ethos?
Characters?
Yeah.
This big guy, so you should have this.
Do you have, if you're gonna, okay, let me say it this way. Do you have the credentials to be saying and doing what you're doing? All right. So let's say that Charles Barkley comes in here and wants to teach English. Does he have the credentials to do that? I don't know what he has. I don't know. He hasn't proven to me yet that he has the credentials to do that. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. If we are down at the gym and Charles Barkley comes in and he wants to talk to you about rebounding. He wants to teach you how to. Daniel doesn't want to learn this. He doesn't want to learn how to rebound. So Charles Barkley comes in and he's going to give a lesson on how to get the best rebounds. Does he have the credentials to do that? Absolutely. You don't know who Charles Barkley is? Basketball player. Round mound of rebound. That was his nickname because he was kind of a big guy, but he was. We don't need to do that. We don't need to go into all that. Anyway, Charles Barkley has the credentials. He has the credibility. He has the knowledge and the know-how to back up what he's saying.
Is he really bad at English or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought we were getting into situational irony. He doesn't have these credentials.
If I don't know that he has the credentials to teach English, I would not probably take an English class from Charles Barkley. That's as far as I want to go with that. As far as I want to go with that. He can speak English. He does it on TV, but he's not famous for that. That was not his day job.
She is the best grammar teacher worldwide.
Who?
Is anybody like famous for being?
I don't know. No, I hope not. I hope not. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, pathos,
Emotional appeal.
Emotional and what the feelings.
emotional appeal. And this is where we are in stories. We are in the pathos. Stories shape you. You are in a story. You're living a story. You are a spoken being. God spoke you into existence with words in the same way that we speak stories. Okay, so we are living stories. All right, and the way that we are shaped and the things that move us, if somebody is really gonna, let me just put this in a big broad category. Let's say we're talking about something as, lightning rod issue like abortion. Let's say we're talking about abortion. Let's say somebody is incredibly pro-choice. No questions asked. Abortion is always okay. If you sit down with this person and you walk them through all of the different reasons, all of the different logical steps in your argument why this is wrong, are you ever going to convince them?
No.
It's not about logic. It's not about logic. There's something in their story. There's something emotional that pulls on them, or there's something emotional that pushes them away from your side. Okay? There's more to it than just the logic. You're never going to convince somebody just with your facts and figures. If it's an emotional argument, the facts and figures are never going to work. Okay. Let me add to this a little bit. So if you're coming to the abortion debate and you're standing out on a sidewalk with your sign, that's fine. That's okay. But if on your sign you're telling this person, I don't know, this mother who's walking up to have an abortion, she's scared. What does she probably need from you? She needs compassion. She needs compassion. She needs to know there's another way out. If you have a sign and you're screaming at her and you're making ugly faces at her and you're swearing at her, you have just told her the story that you serve a God who is not loving and kind and beautiful. Because you're coming to her saying, I have the truth. I am a servant of a loving God, but he's not going to treat you this way. You see what I'm saying? In your actions, you're lying about your position. You're lying about your position. So even if you are correct, even if your facts and figures and your argument is all good, if you come to somebody in a manner that lies about your position, you push them further away. You push them further away. Now, I don't mean that every time you come in contact with somebody, you have to be compassionate and sweet and gentle, because there are times that you have to bow up on somebody and say, no, this is where it stops and you can't go any further than this. But in that instance, you are also telling the truth about how far God goes. Okay? And I don't think I meant to go all the way there, but I did it, didn't I? I went all the way there. Okay. Ethos. Do you have the credibility to say what you're saying? Do you have the character to be able to speak to a character issue? Does a politician have the ethos to tell you to be honest in all of your dealings? Most politicians, can they come to you and say, honesty is the best. Honesty is the best problem. Transparency is what we're aiming for. No, because politicians are not known to be clean and honest and honorable. They're not known for that. They're known to be kind of slippery and greasy. Dishonest, yes.
Straight from the monastery.
Well, if you've got a monk straight from the monastery, he probably wouldn't make a good politician. You're right. He probably wouldn't. He might be honest, but then, what does he know about? What does he know about politics? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it would be a good thing that he didn't know that much about politics, but I don't know that that's the one you want either. Okay. Ethos, logos. This is the written word. This is the reasoning. These are the verbal arguments that you make. All right. Pathos is the emotional pull. This is the story of your life. So I used this example once last year. If you have thinking about the story of somebody's life, if you have somebody who is abandoned by a parent, they're just, maybe the parent's there, but they're not really involved. They just don't have anything to do with the kid. When that, for my purposes here, let's say that it's a girl, okay? The girl has not really much contact with her mom. The mom is just out of the picture for some reason. When that girl grows up, she may have all kinds of reasons why she goes to every single sports game. She makes sure that she is always around. She makes sure that she does great big celebrations for birthdays and Christmas, and she really does it up big for her kids. Now, she might tell you, well, I read these books, and these are the most important things for a kid. She might be able to tell you all the reasons. But underneath all of that, the main thing that pushes her to be at every single thing, to always be the one that the kids want to talk to, that's all she wants. It's this. It's the story of her life. Because she realizes what was missing for her, and by golly, her kids are not going to have the same story. You see what I mean? She may be able to tell you all of these different things for why she's doing what she's doing, but the main thing, the root of it, is the pathos. It's her story that pushes her to do whatever it is. And that happens in all kinds of areas of our lives. It's not the reasoning, it's not the logic that really moves and shapes our lives. It's the pathos. Okay. Any questions about that? No? Okay, I have some riddles. I found some riddles. And let's see. Yeah, Daniel, they missed you last week.
I had a football game, so I had to say.
Which is fine. That's okay. But the riddles that I gave last week were kind of weird. I had not had time to kind of come through this. Do what? They were different, yeah. Okay, and this first one might be easy for you too, we'll see. This is called miracle cures. Miracle cures. Some resorts and shrines are known throughout the world for providing effective treatments for conditions believed to be incurable. One explanation is divine intervention, a literal miracle. Another is faith and belief in the cure. A third is an unknown but a potentially discoverable scientific explanation, like unidentified ingredient in the water, something that's actually doing it. But there's a fourth. What's the fourth? What is the fourth? The fourth explanation.
What was the reason?
Okay, one explanation is divine intervention, a literal miracle. Another is faith and belief in the cure. You believe that it's going to help you. A third is that there is something that can be found.
There was nothing wrong with you to begin with.
Okay, explain that.
It's like you thought you were sick, but in reality you weren't.
Oh, it's all mental. It's all mental.
But is the second or the third reason not cover that already?
You're on the right track.
I'm on the right track that you didn't believe that you think you're sick. Okay.
Well, well,
they were never sick.
They were never sick, but they didn't think they were sick either. But y'all are looking at me like, what's going on?
No, I got
Okay,
this. I got
so one explanation is divine intervention. It is actually a miracle. Okay. Two, you have faith and you believe that this thing is going to cure you, whether it does or not. But you believe that it is. Third, there is something that is curing people. We don't know what it is yet, but there's something there, like something in the water, or there's some mineral, or who knows what it is. The fourth, okay, I've told y'all before that this book is trying to get you to a specific answer, so you're supposed to ask questions.
Is it physical? Is it physical at all? Is it a mental? Is it? Are we talking about like Jesus, like baptism or
This is a lot
something?
of questions.
This is 3 questions. Can you answer all of them?
I can just tell you.
No, it's not fun.
Robert wants me to tell you.
Okay, just tell us.
Okay, well, you were on the right track. Okay, the fourth is that it's a hoax.
Oh,
It's a hoax. Yeah, but this person didn't believe. They didn't believe they were sick. Or injured or whatever in a car wreck. Somebody get injured. Never were injured in the first place, but they win a settlement or something, and if they can go to this place of healing and all of a sudden they're healed, then they can't be accused of fraud. They can't be accused of fraud because they went to this healing place and got healed, and nobody knows why. But they can say, well, I was injured. I did have this cracked vertebrae or whatever, and now I don't. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's one. We have about 5 minutes, I think. This is called time for repairs. And the details of this are important. Dalton got a new digital watch and he put it on his wrist. At work, he looked at the office clock and checked his watch, and they showed the same time. Later on in that morning, he could not make sense of what his watch showed and decided that he would return the watch to the store. But a little bit later, before lunchtime, he again noted that his watch showed the right time. And so he's still planning to take it because it's not, sometimes it's the right time and sometimes it's not. So he's taking it back to the store. And then during his lunch break, he returned to the store. he showed it to the sales clerk. And the sales clerk noted that the watch was the correct time. And Dalton agreed, yes, this is showing the right time. And he was satisfied soon that the watch worked perfectly. But the clerk did not open the watch for repairs, and he did not replace it. So what happened?
it was a broken watch. It was right twice a day.
It was not broken.
The office watch was broken.
No, the watches are not broken.
Did it say? Hold on. Did it say that he checked his watch a little after lunch and then went to return it during his lunch break?
He checked it, so it was right in the morning. His digital watch showed the right time as the clock, wherever the clock is. It was the right time in the morning. And then most of the morning it was wrong. The clock was wrong. And then before lunch, he noticed that it was right again. And then so he said, I gotta take this back. On his lunch break, he takes it to the store, and the sales clerk looks at it, and it's the correct time during his lunch break. But they didn't. I mean, he agreed that it's fine. The watch is not broken, but the salesman didn't open the watch. He didn't correct it. He didn't fix it. He didn't replace it.
The watch was on upside down.
The watch was on upside down. The watch was on upside down. So, what you're looking at there with a digital watch, if you got it on upside down, like right now, my watch says 10:01, and it's the same forwards and backwards, right? And so it would be the same at his lunch break. Well, 12:21 on his lunch break, it would be right. What would it be at? Oh, would it be 11:11? 11:11? Then it'd be the same. So, is that what you do? You make a wish? Yeah. Anyway, yes, the digital watch was on upside down. If he had had a watch that had hands on it, it wouldn't have worked. But the digital watch being upside down makes a difference. All right, no assignment sheets. No assignment sheets because we're going into a holiday and I do not give homework on a holiday. You must have missed that the first time.
Put it on the phone for a second.
No homework. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Be gone with you. See you later. See you when you come back.